Hello, welcome to the channel. My name is Kai, and today we're going to show you how you can color grade your log footage in Premiere Pro, taking that natural, neutral, washed out look of your log footage and really making it pop on screen. So let's jump to it. As a Canon user, I primarily use C-Log or Canon Log for my videos, and that is what we'll be using today as an example, but all of the techniques that we're covering in Premiere Pro can be used for any log file that you might have from your cameras. Also, a special shout out to Seidel, who specifically requested this video in our community section, so if you want to see any tutorials in the future or any other videos for creative work, let me know in the comment section or in our community page. So with that out of the way, let's jump into Premiere Pro. So here we are in Premiere Pro now, and as you can see, I've already dragged in my C-Log footage. This is actually C-Log 3 from the Canon R6. It's 4K, it's 422 10 bits. So it's really nice, it's really clean, and this was actually taken on the 15 to 35mm f-stop 2.8L lens on the R6, so an amazing combination. But enough about kit. How are we going to color grade this? Well, in order to color grade this, what we need to do is we first of all need to bring up our Lumetri scope. And we can do that by going to our window and then going down to where it says Lumetri scopes and clicking that. If you're not seeing this waveform, what you want to do is right click and select waveform RGB. So maybe by default you might have the histogram or the parade. What you want to do is remove those and just have the waveform. And what we have here are our peak whites, which are represented by 100, and our peak blacks represented by 0. And what you will notice is that all of our color information is contained within the boundaries of our blacks and our whites. So what we can do is start to stretch this waveform out to really pull out the color from our C-Log footage. And we can do that by going over to Lumetri color. We can open that up. And the first thing that we want to go to are our color wheels and match. And what we can do is we can take our shadows here and we can start to drag them down towards 0 down here. And you will notice as we do that, it starts to add contrast to our image. We don't, however, want to bring it below that 0 line. So we'll leave it about there. We'll then take our midtones and we'll lift the midtones up so that they start to reach towards the peak of the whites, 100, but don't actually go beyond that. We don't want any clipping here. And we'll do the same with our highlights. We'll bring it up. And as you can see, it's really, that has already brightened up and contrasted our image slightly. Now the next thing we want to do is go to basic correction. And we want to go over to our highlights and pull these up slightly towards our whites. And we want to bring our shadows down slightly as well. Again, we don't want them to clip. We don't want them to go beyond the 0 or beyond the 100. And I'll do the same for the whites. So the whites, really lift them up towards our 100. And then for our blacks, we're going to drag these down and bring them towards the floor of our blacks down here. In fact, that might be too much. So about there. What we can do now is we can go to our creative setting and we can add a little bit more sharpness back into our image. And also we can punch the colors. Now, Because we have skin tones in this, we don't want to use the saturation, we want to use vibrance, and we can push the vibrance up on our image so it really starts to make the blues and the greens punch out on our footage. If we push it up too much though, you'll see that we'll start to get this strange artifacting or banding of colors. So we don't want to go too crazy, but we can be quite liberal in our use of the vibrance. And now we can see we really have brought out the color. We've pulled it out based on our lumetri scopes. Now if we go to curves, we can add a little S-curve in as well, like so. And for that filmatic look, we can even lift the blacks slightly on that, just to lift some of the darkness or the darker areas, just lift them out. And we can quickly check with our color grade off. That's how it looked when we started with C-Log 3. And with our basic correction using the lumetri color and also the lumetri scope, this is what we have. This is what our final rendition looks like. What I will say is that you will have to color grade for different scenes because the lighting in each scene will be slightly different, and so you will have to adjust those parameters that we've gone through today ever so slightly for each scene that you create. For this tutorial, we are also assuming that you've got your color correction done, that you've exposed your image correctly, and that you've got your white balance correctly set. Also in today's video, we haven't used any LUTs. We've purely used what's available to us in Premiere Pro with the lumetri color tools to pull out the natural color from our log footage from our Canon cameras. As I said before, this can be used for any log file, but you will get different types of color from different types of cameras. And this is a great place to mention that if you haven't done so already, don't forget to add yourself to the KaiCreative Facebook and Instagram feeds, where you can stay up to date with all of our photography sessions, video productions, short films, camera reviews, and other creative happenings. So that's how I color grade my C-Log footage in Premiere Pro. Hopefully you found today's video useful. If you did, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit that little bell for notifications. Also, friends, if there are any videos that you want to see in the future, any tutorials, let me know in the comment section or in the community page. As I've said before, we are creating a library of Premiere Pro, Photoshop, and After Effects videos to really help you increase the quality of your video productions. But also, we are bringing back the camera reviews in 2022. We have a lot of those lined up and planned for you. So thanks very much for watching. All that I've got left to say is stay creative, stay safe, imagine, implement, and inspire. And I will see you next time on KaiCreative.
Son decides to go.